The Stoics had a rule, simple, almost brutal in its clarity. Epictetus called it the dichotomy of control. Some things are in your power, most things are not. And the only suffering that comes from confusing the two is entirely self-inflicted. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself, not for an audience, in his private journals, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." The implication is quiet but sharp. Talk costs nothing. Complaining costs even less. And neither moves anything forward. Zen teaches something parallel, arriving from a different direction. The practice of mindfulness is not about achieving a perfect state of calm. It is about meeting the present moment without resistance, not suppressing what is difficult but not amplifying it either. There is a difference between acknowledging pain and narrating it endlessly. Both traditions converge on the same friction point, the gap between what is and what we wish were true. Complaining lives entirely in that gap. It rehearses the distance between the two without closing it. Maya Angelou understood this, not as philosophy, but as lived reckoning. She said it plainly, and the weight of it comes from where she was standing when she said it. "Sister, there are people who went to sleep all over the world last night, poor and rich and white and black, but they will never wake again. Those who expected to rise did not. Their beds became their cooling boards, and their blankets became their winding sheets. And those dead folks would give anything, anything at all for just 5 minutes of this. So you watch yourself about complaining, sister. What you're supposed to do when you don't like a thing is change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. Don't complain. That is not motivation. That is orientation. A recalibration of where you actually are relative to where things could be. The Stoic would say, identify what you control. Act there. Release the rest. The Zen practitioner would say, return to now. See it clearly. The person who has lost everything would say, you are already holding more than you know. Complaining is not the problem. Complaining without action, without awareness, without any intention to change either the situation or your relationship to it, that is where energy drains and time disappears. You do not have to manufacture gratitude. You do not have to pretend difficulty is fine. But between acceptance and action, there is no room for the voice that only rehearses what is wrong without moving toward what could be different. 5 minutes of this. That is what the dead would ask for. Use them.